Turn your messy story into a mic drop talk in 10 minutes. You know those bits of your life you're like, no one wants to hear this is too much. One of your most messiest parts of your life can actually become the most powerful, impactful moment for anyone to hear. For example, if I was to go, my messy moment was when I was 12, I was homeless. And in that time, I realized what was really important to me. It was not only persevering and being disciplined in my direction, but I made a decision that I was never going to give my future family any of that experience. And I realized was that I knew that I was made for something more. And now where I'm a person that helps people grow online and on stage, there's 3 steps from that moment that I realized was this. Turn your messy story into a mic drop talk in 10 minutes. Hello and welcome to Say It With Your Chest. I am your host, Tamara Meyer, and one of the most amazing things I love to do is helping people get their message out to creating a keynote presentation. And I thought I would create something a little bit more tangible for my listeners who sometimes feel like they have so many stories, lots of messy parts that become your message, but then it's about how do I turn this into something that becomes a mic drop moment? So one of your most messiest parts of your life can sometimes, let me rephrase that, can actually become the most powerful, impactful moment for anyone to hear. We're wanting to remove the perfection out of this. So by the end of this episode, you're going to have a rough but powerful story that's going to evoke connection and emotion, that it's going to land and really create a relatability to your audience as well. Before we get into this, make sure you do subscribe to that button there. I want more of you beautiful humans to get this message out there so that we can say it with your chest and really create this incredible element of us all using our voice to have more ripple effect in the world so that we can have more impact to what we're here to do. So let's get into it. Your messy bit, you know those bits of your life you're like, no one wants to hear this is too much, is actually going to be the most profitable part of your story. So let's create this framework for you to start implementing this now. The first part is messy, the messy moment. And I want you to think of the very first event that you can think of that has a real deep connection to yourself. And I want you to go, okay, that one decision of that event is the messy moment. You're thinking of it now? Good. Now I want you to go, well, what was happening in that time of your life? You know, how were you feeling? What were some of the things that were going on? You know, I want you to do, honestly, like a quick brain dump. What I love when it comes to messy moments is we want to start putting pen to paper. So I want you to write down the messy moment, that one event. And I really want to look at, you know, the things that are going on behind the scenes. I just want you to write it down. Write it down, brain dump. You got it? Then I want you to read it and I want you now to speak it. But then I want you to kind of create a quick recap of that moment. Grabbing it now that you've written, read it out loud. And I just want you to look at, okay, I've written it. What's the quick recap of that messy moment? Short and sweet. Now it's about the meaning, the second M. What did that moment shape you or break you? There's always going to be something that has shaped or broken you. There's always going to be a lesson, a road, an opportunity of results, an opportunity of lessons, right? So that moment, did it break you and maybe even created a shift in your direction of where you are now? And I want you to say, in this moment, I realized, from your first piece of the messy moment, in this moment, I realized, is how you go from the quick recap of the moment, the messy moment, to into the meaning. And that sentence then goes into, in this moment, I realized. And then the last M is method. We want to turn what we went through, the mess, the meaning behind it, into a 3-step framework, which is basically 3 things you learned, 3 key steps, 3 key things that become practical steps for your audience. Now, this is where we want to kind of look at, when we look at the messiness, the meaning, there might be certain elements of, I want to say, mindset shift, practical tools you implemented, strategies. Maybe it was relationship advice, steps in what you want to then give your audience, some practical things in a 3-step framework. For example, if I was to go, my messy moment was when I was 12, I was homeless. And in that time, I realized what was really important to me. It was not only persevering and being disciplined in my direction, but I made a decision that I was never going to give my future family any of that experience. I was never going to let anything like that happen to me. And what that moment did for me, and I realized, was that I knew that I was made for something more. And I wanted to make sure that I did everything in my power to build a business from that beautiful element of what that became my why. And now where I'm a person that helps people grow online and on stage, there's 3 steps from that moment that I realized was this. Number 1, I always know that I persevered through any hardships. And so the theme of that was hardships, right? It was also going through something really rough. So perseverance was one thing I really want to encourage anyone if you're going through anything that was significant like that. Number 2, it's knowing that there is a deeper why that's going to allow you to grow into the person you are. And number 3, it's identifying your purpose in life and how you get to help other people. So that's just a very short, and I literally just made that up on the spot, framework that when you look at the messy moment, it could even be a messy moment of the week, a meaning behind it, and the moment you realize what needed to change or the lesson or the recap with a 3-step framework or three tips of advice. Here's what I would love to share with you in 3 simple steps. And that just kind of wraps it up in a bow for people to go, okay, there's a story, there was a moment, then it's about making about the audience or who you're speaking to. One part of that could also be lessons. Framework, lesson, tips, hacks, 3 pieces of advice. Whatever that 3 thing is, it's to make it relatable to your audience. So they're going to go, okay, so she's speaking to me, there's a reason behind it. The final M is the micro invitation. And that's where you invite them to relate back to you or connect with you. Maybe this story resonated with you. Maybe you've been through something similar. Maybe, or again, coming back to maybe with what you do now, this might be something that you want support with. And I'd love to invite you to connect with me. Or if it's not around selling and you just want people to connect and share their moments, their messy moments, then I'd love to connect with you guys. Reach out in the DMs, reach out on my stage, chat to me in the DMs. You know, they're the moments that when you do micro invites, it takes away the selling element, but it also makes you more human. And you're not just leaving the messy moment mic drop framework hanging, because people need to be invited to take action. One simple step, a call out, an invitation to engage, to respond, to resonate, maybe for you to help them. Making sure that the micro invite is either to support, to obviously invite to your offer, to invite to speak with you, to invite to connect with you. And that is it. That is the framework. And I can't wait to see how you put that together. So to wrap it up, remember the 3 M's, the mess, the messy moment. The third one was the meaning behind that messy moment. Then it's about the method. Then it's the micro invitation, the 4 M's of that framework, so that you can have more mic drop moments from your mess. And you might have many messes. We all do. In fact, I've got a closet full of them. But you'll find moments where that mess becomes so relatable to your audience that you'll find those ideas come naturally, knowing there's a framework that you can use for each of your messy stories. Now, I'd love to connect with you guys because this is what we help our students with in Empire School. We help understanding how their mess becomes their message, but we teach so many frameworks when it comes to selling online and on stage. We believe that there are 3 to 4 different types of content that sells: personality, authority, direct selling, and of course, making sure that you're using storytelling. To wrap this up, I can't wait for you guys to be a part of our world. And if you've been sitting on the fence with this, then maybe this is your sign to see how we can potentially help you. Reach out and I'll see you soon. My name is Tamara Meyer and this is Say It With Your Chest podcast. I will see you next week. I remember the first time I spoke on stage. My heart was racing, palms sweaty, voice was shaking. I was terrified. Not because I didn't know what to say, but because deep down I was afraid of being seen. I was afraid of my own power. But here's the truth no one tells you. Speaking isn't about perfection. It's about connection. When you step onto stage, whether it's a room of 10 or 10,000 people aren't just listening to your words. They're feeling your energy. They're watching to see, does this person believe in what they're saying? Does this person believe in themselves? The power to command a room comes from owning your story, not performing a script. That's what amplifies your voice, and that's what creates impact. I spent years shrinking myself, dimming my light, thinking I had to sound like everyone else to be taken seriously. The moment I let go of the performance and I chose to lead with my truth, my voice changed, my business changed, my life changed, and that's what I want for you. Because when you learn to speak with authority, to lead with conviction, to show up as the fullest, boldest version of you, you don't just inform, you transform. Own your message and create the kind of presence that moves people into action, because your voice is your greatest asset. It's time to use it. So if you're ready to stop shrinking, if you're ready to step into the leader you were born to be, join me at Show Up and Speak Live. The mic is waiting, the world is waiting, and so am I.